Gosh golly, here's the second one already. So now I'm going to talk about Wicca. It's witch stuff, witchcraft. So beyond atheism, this is another one that I've had roots in. And it was something that I struggled with for the longest time. And even like recently struggling with tarot cards and stuff like that. I actually, gosh, recently stopped doing that. Tarot cards, I mean, so think of that as you will, but it was really an addiction. The devil had me on that, and it was nothing where I was like thinking about like the gods or whatever. I remember just listening to that and being like, yeah, I'm a Saggy. Yeah, tell me my future. Am I gonna get married? Yeah, stuff like that, like stupid stuff like that. But yeah, but be that as it may, let me tell you my wild, 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 wild history with that paganism. Paganism, Wicca, whatever, paganism. So it all started even like it started with like even with like my Christian journey. So it started around, I wouldn't say around the same time, but it started like during. So here I am being like 7 years old. I think I went on, I didn't really watch, I don't know why, but I didn't really watch YouTube that much, but I went on the internet and I remember looking up like, I don't know why, spells because I remember being little and I remember watching, it all started with like Charmed. And now I know, yeah, you really need to keep your kids far, far away from that. And I'm being so serious. Like you really need to keep your kids far away from that because that's how I started with everything. You don't really think it. You don't think that it's going to make an impact, but it really does. It all started. It didn't even start with Bewitched because I knew that Bewitched was like a TV show I enjoyed watching with my mom, but Bewitched didn't do it. But it might, so I recommend just not watching that either. As much as it hurts my heart because I grew up watching that with my mother, but you know, you know, this is the kingdom of heaven we're talking about. But if it causes you to sin. But I remember my sisters, my mom wouldn't watch this, but my sisters, they would watch Charmed. I don't know if you've seen it. It was like a show on TNT, or I don't even remember what it was on, but I remember watching Charmed. And I remember loving it so much. I love the concept of witches. I love the concept of everything. And I remember like they had like the book of spells or the dark book or whatever. I don't even remember what it's called. And I remember wanting to know, wasn't it so bad? Was it real? So I remember looking it up online. I had a little computer since I was in elementary school. I've had a computer since I don't even know how long. But I remember looking it up on the computer. I'm like, what are like are spells real? It's like the book of spells real? And quickly I soon found out that the book of spells was real and it was a whole real religion. So here I am watching Charm and I was like, oh wow, because like you could, and I'm not gonna lie, you can feel stuff like that. You can feel granted you're misinterpreting those feelings. You're misinterpreting like the feeling of God, Jesus. You're misinterpreting his love, his creation. You're misinterpreting that for other gods. You're misinterpreting that for like the forces of nature or whatever. So that's what I did. Um, so ever since I was a little girl, even when I was going to church, I would like cast spells. I remember casting like hexes and spells on the girls who were really mean to me in not high school, middle school. Definitely not high school, but middle school. I remember casting curses, and this time they did accuse me. In middle school, they did accuse me of casting curses on them, which I didn't do until they gave me the idea. So I remember doing that. And I remember, like, because it hurt so much because I was really quiet and I didn't speak unless spoken to. But I remember um, being, just picked on so bad that I thought, I don't care, because there was like this, I guess, threefold law where it's like if you cast a spell, it'll come back on you. So it's like, I don't even care if it does. I don't care. I'm so angry at them, like, picking on me every single day, that I want to do something about it. So I felt like that was like the best thing I guess I could do. So yeah, I went about doing that, casting spells, and was into Wicca. And I remember being a full blown pagan for like just seasons. It was never anything long term, so I don't really have too much to say about it. It was like just seasons of my life. I would be a pagan or a Wiccan uh, like for like a season of my life. So like maybe a year or two, and then and this was all side by side with literally all my other religious journeys. But I remember, being a Wiccan while being an atheist, Muslim, Christian, like all of it, all of it. So yeah, uh, but I really stopped. I stopped doing all that. I would say, actually no, it went deeper. I remember getting into tarot cards, which is I actually had an addiction to tarot cards. I kicked it. I kicked it completely. Um, like even believing in God and being baptized and everything, I kicked it completely because it was an addiction. The devil really had a strong hold on me, but I kicked it completely. I would say, gosh, 6 months ago. That was that bad. The tarots were that. I didn't believe in any of that paganism or anything. I didn't believe in any of that. It was literally strictly just the tarot card. They call it a game for a reason. It was a fun game for me to play. I would watch other people like on YouTube, and I was never the one. I was never the one. I never owned any tarot cards, but I would watch people on YouTube try and guess and get it right, and I thought it was so fun. But yeah, I had to really reiterate the fact that, this isn't a game. This is like, real, these are demons, and I need to stop it. So I did. And I got rid of that. But yeah, I never really went hard into it. Casting spells, I didn't even do that a lot. Um, yeah, there's not much meat to this. I would uh, believe in like goddesses and gods and stuff, and yeah. And then when I got into atheism, I just didn't anymore. And then and there was a season where I was like trying to get back into God, and I did. Actually, let me tell you about that. Straight after my mom had passed, like this straight after my mom had passed, I decided that because I wanted to see her so bad, and my mom was my only friend, so I learned about like going into other like people, like, yeah, you can go into other dimensions, you can help your loved ones in other dimensions. So I did that, and that wasn't the right thing to do, but yeah, I had did that, and I stopped when I had to like let it go, like realize that, my mom is gone, no amount of doing any of this is going to help. And gosh, I remember being in the car telling my friends that I was like a witch. I was like a pagan again. And I had a hard time, and they were like, "What are you gonna tell us?" Because like, guys, I have something to say. And I'm like, are you pregnant? Are you this and that? But now I told them I'm pagan, and they're like, okay. It's pretty weird, but okay. And my friend was a Mormon at the time, so she didn't really correct me or anything. But yeah, she was just like, oh, I accept you no matter what. But very literally a few weeks after I told them that, that's when I actually became a full-blown Christian. So that was very embarrassing to tell my friends. But yeah, I became a full-blown Christian like a few weeks after that. I even went to like a pagan convention, no lie, a Wicca convention. I went there a few days before I had told them that I was a Wiccan or pagan or whatever. But a few weeks after that, I became a Christian. So yeah, a messianic Jew, same thing. But yeah. Uh, I mean, yeah, after that, I've been I guess, Messianic Jew Christian for it goes deeper than that, and I'm gonna have a whole thing on it. It goes deeper than that, but I had a whole thing on that. I'd been a Messianic Jew for about 3-4 years, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah. And that's it for paganism. Wasn't a lot there, wasn't a lot of meat and potatoes, but hey, that's just that.